What is up, YouTube? It's your boy K-Town Menace 801 back with another video, and today's video is going to be emulation on a CRT and why you should do it. So I did a video a while back and it actually got a lot of views, and that was back when I had this JVC next to a Sharp TV. I actually ended up giving that Sharp TV away to another retro gamer because I picked up another one, and the other one I picked up is actually a Sony Trinitron. But let's just get right on into it. Let me show you just how good this looks. So we're gonna try out arcade, Super Nintendo, Neo Geo, and I guess we'll try out like PlayStation. Anyway, so this is arcade. This is the Simpsons on arcade. You can go and buy one of these arcade machines from Walmart that has this game on it for like $400. Did this at a fraction of the price, and probably cost me about $70 altogether. But look how good that looks. Just look how crisp the colors are and everything. So actually in real life, I don't have that black bar. Just you guys see it because these TVs do not like being recorded. But I mean, the image quality on these are just absolutely amazing. And if you don't have a CRT, I would definitely recommend it. How I'm doing this is I have a Retro Pi hooked up to my CRT. The way that I do that is I actually just got the little it's like a aux input on the back of your Raspberry Pi. And then obviously just into composite, and I mean, it is so worth it. Everything looks so crisp, all the colors look crisp. After doing this, I will never play any of these old games on an LCD, nor will I emulate any of these old games on an LCD ever again. And then also in this video on my other CRT, I'll be showing off some GameCube games on Dolphin Emulator on a CRT. And that one will be on my little Sony Trinitron, and that's actually my favorite CRT. This one here is a JVC D series, and it is a really, really nice TV. Like I said, these new TVs just don't cut it for these old games. But this is arcade. Let's go ahead and let's check out Super Nintendo. And like I said, I did do a video on this a while back, but my CRT setup has changed quite a bit. And then in the last video, I also had those little side tabs, and I forgot to turn them off. So I wanted to show just how good it looks without the little bezels on the side. Bezels, bangles, whatever they're called. But this is Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, emulated on this is on Emulation Station. It's kind of hard to play with one hand in film. Let's try this again. But just take a look at how crisp the colors look. Like, this is absolutely phenomenal. As soon as I found out about this, as soon as I saw a video of another retro gamer emulating on a CRT, I rushed out and got the best, nicest CRTs I could find. I actually ended up getting both of these for free, and because I was fortunate enough to get them both for free, I saw an ad for a retro gamer who was looking for one, and so I went ahead and just hooked him up with the Sharp for free. Just because, I mean, I could have still used it, but it would have only been used for like watching like older animes and cartoons on, which I do that on this TV. I'll actually go ahead and show you guys that in this video as well. Just how underrated even doing that is, like older animes, older cartoons. If you can get them in the native resolution, it's way worth it to do it. Let me show you guys a Neo Geo game. I guess we'll go with a Metal Slug game. Unfortunately, on some of these, it doesn't let you disable them, at least not to my knowledge. It could be something that I'm doing wrong, but I mean, like I said, either way, this looks absolutely phenomenal. And let's take a look at a PlayStation game. You know, emulation on CRT has got to be one of the most underrated things that I've seen in a really long time. Like, I absolutely love this. Right when I found out about this, I was like, no way. This is Wipeout. It's also on the arcade, but I remember I had this on my PlayStation 1 as a kid, so I do hold this game kind of fond. I do hold this game kind of close to my heart just because I don't know why this game it slapped back in the day. It still does. This has got to be one of my favorite racing games on the PlayStation aside from Gran Turismo. But I mean, as you guys can see, this all runs like absolutely flawlessly. The only thing that I really have trouble with is the Nintendo 64. But I mean, I own an actual Nintendo 64 with most of the games that I enjoyed playing as a child. So I mean, I'm covered there. But as far as like emulating Nintendo 64 on this, I wouldn't recommend it just because the games always have a lot of like hiccups. I mean, let's take a look at a Street Fighter game. If I can find it. Like I said, that is the only problem with these is there is a lot of scrolling when you know, once you fill it up with a lot of games, but I mean, I am sorry that this is kind of a long video. It's just I want to show you guys in depth just how good this works. Yeah, there's everything I want to like showcase just how good it looks on my Raspberry Pi here, the little Nintendo that I got right there. It's actually a Raspberry Pi. That's just a little 3D printed case. But next, I'm gonna show you guys how some games on the a modded Sega Dreamcast looks. So this is my modded Sega Dreamcast, and let's take a look at how Power Stone looks on this. I know I'm going on and on about it, but this really is the only way to play these older games when you emulate them is on a CRT. At least for me. There are people who don't mind. There are ways around it, but I mean, this has got to be um, like the most underrated thing I've found out about. So we'll go ahead and we'll check out how good Power Stone looks. I mean, it's getting harder and harder for me to find reasons to go out and buy retro games when, you know what I mean, I can get pretty much the same exact experience. I do use Dolphin on my PC a lot. I have been thinking about getting a modded Wii, but I mean, this is absolutely phenomenal. Like when you try and play these older games on like an LCD TV or you know a more modern TV, they always look kind of dark and stretched out and you know all pixely and weird. And then we'll go ahead and we'll show Marvel vs. Capcom and Mach and X. Just because these games look, I love how the colors pop on these, especially on Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, I do know there's a lot of scrolling, so just bear with me here, you guys. I apologize. Just look at how all these colors pop and everything, just how amazing this looks. I mean, and if you can get a CRT, I would recommend getting either a JVC-D series or some sort of Sony Trinitron. Or even a BVM or PVM would be the most ideal. I mean, a lot of people say how, like, those are so overrated, but I mean, they look damn good. And then the way that I use Dolphin is I've explained it in other videos of, like, my tour videos. I just have a little converter box hooked up to my PC, a HDMI to composite, and then I have that plugged into my little mini Sony Trinitron. And then I just made sure that the resolution was set to the right resolution for it to look the best. And then, you know, like the GameCube games and everything, they play just fine on full screen. Like, and it looks amazing. It's exactly like playing on a GameCube. By the way, Mach X is one of the most underrated games of all time, if you ask me. The other thing I'd like to point out is even if you are using an emulator, even if your Dreamcast is modded, the VMU will still point out all the games, even if they're ROMs. So that's dope. Well, I guess I accidentally deleted my game file. Oh yeah, I deleted it to play Shenmue.
Is there anything else? Wow, there's a man. Soon.
Yeah, I love how just sharp and crisp the colors look. I know I've probably said that a million times by now. But anyways, that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you guys here, on this setup at least. Next, I'll show you guys some GameCube games on my, running on Dolphin on my PC, hooked up to my little Sony Trinitron TV, which, if you ask me, my Trinitron does have better picture than this one, but it's not as big. So, I mean, that one I use for playing, you know, by myself, and then this one I use for playing, like, you know, I have an actual Wii right there, and 4 GameCube controllers for Smash, and then hooked up to my PC, I've just got a USB GameCube controller. But yeah, I'm going to cut the video here, and we're going to go over to my other setup, and I'll show you guys some stuff on there. We're back. So, this is the little Trinitron that I have hooked up to my PC setup. And we're going to take a look at just how good some of these games look. Let's take a look at Pokemon Coliseum. Make sure we full screen it. Just for the sake of this video. And if you guys can find a Trinitron, even for a cheap price, I would even spend up to $100 on one of these. I know it sucks to have to spend money on, you know, something that people give away for free, but a lot of the free ones are the more lower end ones. Whereas you can usually find a Trinitron for like $25. Usually you can find them for free. I got both of my CRTs for free. Actually, I've gotten 4 CRTs for free. One, I just quit using the really big one that I had because one of the capacitors was fried. Alright, now let's take a look at how Dragon Ball Budokai looks. Dragon Ball Budokai 2. And as a matter of fact, for the sake of the video, got the sound coming out of the Trinitron itself for y'all. My bad, y'all. That noise in the background was actually my Toonami wallpaper. I forgot to mute it, but the colors on this game definitely look crisp.
You know you can't beat me. You're no match for me. Ready? Fight!
If I did a side-by-side comparison, you guys would definitely be able to tell. But I know a lot of people who look up this video are already going to be retro gamers who are either curious about this or are curious to see somebody else's CRT setup. Now let's take a look at how good a Mega Man game looks. And if this one was just a little bit bigger, it would be my main CRT. I mean, it technically is. It's my personal main CRT, but when I have people over, really the only emulation we do is on the Dreamcast. Everything else is like actual physical consoles. I have a, physical version of Smash Melee.
Welcome back! Good luck, Mega Man! Let's do it! Ready?
See if I can't get rid of that line for you guys. Don't think, oh, there we go. It's really bad on this game. Wait, so why don't we take a look at a game that all the OGs know. This is the way to play Smash Melee. On a CRT, there's no other way. how we do it. Now let's take a look at one of my favorite GameCube games of all time. The colors on it just absolutely pop. And for those of you who don't know what game this is Gotcha Force. This is a really expensive GameCube game. Anyways, that's pretty much all the GameCube games I wanted to show you guys. I guess I will go ahead, go back to my other setup and show you guys some like older animes and cartoons and stuff on the CRT real quick. But like I said, the main reason for this video was just to show how underrated and how amazing CRTs are and how useful they can still be in 2022. So if you can get a good Sony Trinitron JVC-D series or some kind of professional viewing monitor or broadcast viewing monitor, I would 100% recommend it. And it even works with, you know, newer stuff. Dolphin on this is amazing, and all I did is I got a HDMI to composite adapter, and I mean, it works beautifully. Once I found out about this RetroArch update, I rushed out and I went and got me a Sony Trinitron off of KSL, and then before that I rushed out and got the JVC. But I was just trying to get the best setup for, you know, retro emulation that I could. But let's go ahead and head back to my other setup, and I'll show you guys some retro shows. And then this is some, you know, retro anime. This is another reason why I have a CRT, is I do enjoy watching a lot of these older shows on the TVs that they were made for. If you like do a side-by-side comparison of this same show on like a flat panel LCD or even a 4K TV, it's gonna look better on a CRT. The colors are gonna be a lot deeper. They're gonna be more crisp. And that's, like I said, that's another reason why I have one of these. And I do use this just as much as my modern TV. I use my retro emulation setup and all of this stuff just as much as I use like my PS5 and Xbox Series S. But yeah, here's some Yu Yu Hakusho. It looks, and like I said, I've got the remote for both of these, so I mean, it is the vibes, just chilling. And then there's also another YouTuber, I would shout him out if I could remember his name. He's always doing live streams of like old Toonami promos, full episodes and stuff. He's great. But yeah, you guys, if you guys hopefully enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, I'll be coming out with some more pickup videos and everything. And if you're at all curious or have any more questions on how I do my CRT gaming or how I watch these older shows on a CRT, just go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to help any of you guys and answer anybody's questions. But y'all have a good one. Peace.